This is part 2 of our test to see if Alfa has finally really actually built a car that requires no ifs, buts or maybes. Today it takes on the forever benchmarks, the BMW M3 and Mercedes-AMG C63 S on a racetrack in a pure lap time shootout. Much more impressed with this than I expected. A BMW with brakes that last more than a lap, finally. It's a load of fun, I have to say, fantastic engine. The venue is Anglesey, a beautiful circuit that's a real challenge and mixes up tight technical sections with 2 decent straights and a couple of fast turns. We love it here and there will be nowhere to hide for the Alfa. It's put up or shut up. The Alfa arrives with its nose already ahead of the competition, having laid down a 0 to 60 time in 4 seconds flat and 0 to 100 in 8.3, faster than either of the Germans. But can it get away from them when the course gets a bit more challenging than a flat airfield? Now we find out. It seems only right and proper to start in the Giulia. The new player will set the benchmark lap. Yeah, it's quite a thing this. It's pretty exciting, I have to say. Struggled initially with the gearbox. In auto it hasn't got one of these really quick modes that's like a qualifying lap, so you have to use the paddles. It's quite short geared, so you find yourself snagging the limiter, so you have to be really mindful of that and actually take quite a lot of the gears gear higher. Quite a lot of the corners are gear higher. Brake pedal I don't like, it's really low to the ground. It's got ceramic, so they lasted, but it's way down there and it just doesn't feel right. Wants to oversteer everywhere, so you get a bit of turning under, so it's quite clumsy as you come off the brakes. It seems to just lift the front up and it doesn't want to turn just that first bit, but then as soon as you've got it in, the car wants to oversteer. It's a load of fun, I have to say. Fantastic engine, really fun balance. I'm in race mode and it says all the ESPs off, but I think it still hangs on to it a bit, so you can just feel it through the quicker corners. I can understand why, because it wants to oversteer, it sort of holds that angle. A lot of fun, pretty quick I think. It's an exciting super saloon this, it feels like a proper super saloon. Yeah, really fun. The Alfa feels right on the edge, exciting and fast in equal measure. It sets a target of 141.52. That sounds quick to me, but maybe the BMW M3 fitted with the latest competition package has other ideas. Its 3-litre twin-turbo straight-six is down on power to the tune of 59 horsepower, but M Division horses tend to have a big old kick. Ah, a BMW with brakes that last more than a lap, finally. Yeah, ceramics, you definitely need them. Okay, so quite a lot of good stuff about this car actually. The gearbox, fantastic. The twin clutch box, really quick. It's got really nice shift lights so you can actually see exactly the perfect moment to shift. The gearing just seems better suited to this track than certainly the Alfa. Nice balance, more understeer than you would get in the Alfa, but probably easier to handle when it starts to slide. It's got this lovely feeling. A couple of the corners you can just turn in, feel the rear start to go, and just open the steering and drive out on the power, and it feels really efficient and neat. So yeah, there's quite a lot of good stuff about this car. It just feels a bit more on it. The Alfa's sort of fast and loose. This is a little bit more controlled, but still nicely adjustable, and the engine is pretty good. Not as sweet as the Alfas, but nice and linear in terms of response. Fantastic box, fantastic brakes, and consistent as well. You can be quite consistent in it. Yeah, it's a good car, this.
Efficient, effective, and with a greater sense of control, the M3 lays down a 140.16. That is seriously impressive, and a full 1.36 seconds faster than the wild Alfa. Next up, the Mercedes-AMG. Heavier, but packing 4 litres of twin-turbo V8 and an Alfa matching 503 horsepower. It's a hell of a hot rod, but can it cut it on the track?
Yeah, this thing's really good fun actually. I expected it to just feel heavy and a bit clumsy, but it doesn't. It's not quite as nimble maybe as the other two, but I think it's easier to drive. It feels more, it's more in control of itself. It's somehow a bit more serene. You can turn it in where you want to turn it in. It slides at the rear, but it does it really progressively, much more than I expected. Engine's fantastic. Gearbox, you have to anticipate it quite a lot, because by the time you get the shift up light, if you hit it then, you run into the limiter and it gives you, it just loses you a bit of time. Brakes stood up to it well. Surprising that the traction worked, you know, it would slide, but just enough to set you on the right path. So I'm much more impressed with this than I expected. Really enjoyable, and probably pretty quick as well.
The C63S is quick, but not fast enough to eclipse the BMW or Alfa. It records a 141.73, that's 2/10 off the Alfa and a yawning 1.57 seconds behind the aptly named M3 Competition Package. So round 2 is a big big win for the BMW. It's neater, more consistent and plain faster than the other two. But the Alfa and Mercedes are in their own way an absolute riot. Next time we'll ditch the stopwatch, cut loose and just have some fun. Maybe they can turn the tables on the M3. This story has some twists and turns left in it yet.